Hi beautiful people, it's your girl Tahulla Setsena. I know I look mad crazy in this video, but people have been following my hair journey and various things that I've been trying to figure out technique wise that'll make it, for one, easier for me, two, because like I'm getting older and so I'm not 15 or 18 despite all the acne scars and stuff that kind of happens from time to time. Word of advice, what they don't tell you about being in your 30s is that sometimes being in your 30s is like a refresher of puberty. So it's like, yeah, your body might stop growing, but then you kind of like fill out in places that you probably should have filled out before, but nature tells you, yeah, no, we're gonna wait until you're about 30 and then you're gonna blow up like a balloon. Which is cool and bad at the same time. But then also, being a lady, sometimes you get acne explosion or dry skin or irritable and all that weird stuff that you kind of hear about but you kind of hope you never get. It might sneak up on you sometime in your 30s. So anyways, back to my hair journey, and also being that I have hypothyroidism, that doesn't help. So some of the symptoms of hypothyroidism is no matter how healthy you eat, you can get lethargic. Brain fog, which means, kind of like you'll be in the middle of doing something, forget what you're saying, or say something completely different than what you really don't need to. Or there is a habit where sometimes, at least I know I've been guilty of it, where if everything's not firing off the way it needs to fire off on the inside, unfortunately sometimes I overtalk people, because it's like the idea comes and I know if I don't say it, I'll forget what the hell I'm saying, and it'll almost seem like I'm not paying attention to the conversation, which really sucks, let me tell you. So definitely, and over time, what I've noticed with hypothyroidism, because I've had it now for I want to say 10 or 12 years. I probably had it a little bit before that, but it went undiagnosed. So when I finally got the diagnosis and started out with levothyroxine to try and see if it would help, which is a synthetic enzyme that mimics the same enzyme that your thyroid produces, okay? Then the natural one, which is called armor thyroid, comes from pig thyroid. So shout out to our little piggy friends here, which, when they tell you that the pig's anatomy is the closest to a human's anatomy, it is stellar and crazy, because like even insulin sometimes is made from pigs. But anyways, fast forward over. So sorry about my super nerd moment, but I'm trying to get to the point. Yeah, flow chart of stuff y'all gonna have to follow on. Okay, so another symptom of hyperthyroidism is chapped skin, dry skin in weird places, brittle nails, or nails that will grow and then break off, and then also hair. Your hair can be fine or it could be strong, but then after it gets so far, it'll just like, yeah, we jumping shit. So it'll start breaking off, or breaking off in patches, or you'll get like a bald spot on one side and then like super like thickness on the other. I mean, it's different for everybody. And then there's different types of hypothyroidism as well. So and also another thing too is that over time, what I've also noticed is that if I'm in a stressful situation, have a lot of different types of stressors, not just physical stress, but mental and emotional stress in my life, that can contribute to it. So my thyroid doesn't work sometimes. But then whenever I'm at a place where I'm not so stressed, I'm happy, joyous, doing a lot of things that I like to do, then it starts working again. So anybody else that has hypothyroidism, because I've got messages, and that's why I'm doing this video, is I've got messages about my hair journey, I've got messages about hypothyroidism, I've got messages about like how I change my hairstyles, what kind of dyes I use whenever I color my hair and stuff like that. So, and then also I looked on YouTube and I didn't really see too many videos of different types of technique, and well, I guess kind of like the way I'm going to show you this is similar, but it might be a little different. Okay, so I'm not going to show you how I did my whole head of hair and like speed it up and stuff, because for one, I don't have the time to edit. It's the end of the month, I gotta hustle to try and pay bills and future planned date stuff. I have a timeline. So I did this a couple days ago, which, you know, usually whenever I braid my hair, I put on a couple movies, watch some anime, and just go to town. Sometimes I play video games, but when I play video games, depending on what type it is, I can get a little too distracted, and I don't braid as fast as I usually do. I only braid whenever I die. Or like, you know, through a title sequence or something like that, and when somebody's talking, you know, like the little like NPCs. See, told you, brain fog, right? NPCs start talking a little dialogue. But anyways, okay, so what I'm doing is, and I've tried a different type of hair than what I've ever used before. So I'm making what is considered box braids. However, I don't box shit. Alright? I stopped boxing braids like in like the little patterns and stuff eons ago. So shout out to the person who actually taught me how to braid like this, braiding in extensions, whether it be cornrows, or actually just adding in kind of box braid hair. So shout out to Ms. D, wherever you are. So I was very blessed as a kid. My great grandmother knew how to braid. My mother did not. My grandmother did not either. So my stepmother decided when I was, I think about 10 or something like that, she decided to help me get my hair braided because she kind of got tired of how like weird and retarded my hair looked. And for those friends who have known me since like elementary school and middle school, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? Freaking hella embarrassing. Right? Like hella embarrassing. Please God, if y'all have any of those pictures, do not let them resurface. If you love me, burn them bitches. Okay, please burn them bitches, because that nobody needs to relive that shit at all, especially not me. Please God, for the love of God, just don't. Okay, I love you all. Thank you. So shout out to Miss D for taking the time and patience with my 10-year-old ass, where I would spend like 7 or 8 hours at her house getting my hair braided because I had thick hair and a lot of it, and from time to time my hair was extremely long, and in time it got short again. So you know, I'm very grateful for her taking the time to actually show me how to do this, because she didn't have to. She could have just been like, yeah, no, sit down and you know, I'm just gonna braid your hair or whatever. But she was so compassionate, and you know, I got to play with her little black cat boots and everything, who you see the braiding hair. And it's funny though, because it's like, I don't know if you ever watch this, Ms. D, I just want to let you know that I'm probably about the same age that you were when you started braiding my hair, and I have a little black cat now too. He's not named Boots though, his name is Wolfie. So irony how things like happen. Okay, so let's speed this back all the way to the point. 1 second, I gotta grab this hair. Alright, so new hair that I tried, because my favorite hair store was under construction. They are open now. So also shout out to Hair Necessities in Clarksville. They're located now in front of Green Tree Mall. Definitely go check them out because they're lovely ladies. They also have top of the line products. So if y'all are looking for good actual lace front wigs that are going to fit your big ass head, especially if you have a big ass head like I do, go visit my girls at Hair Necessities. Right now I want to say they have a soft grand opening, so some things are on sale. Okay? And it's all hair textures, so it doesn't matter what type you have, what kind of skin color you have, they can match you up with something awesome. So for my fair skin friends who are curious about like maybe trying a wig or whatnot, it's better going to an actual place instead of like Sally's, because I'm sorry, some of those like extensions and stuff is hella expensive, and I don't know how long they last. But anyways, Hair Necessities, okay? But I ended up going to JK Beauty in Jeffersonville to get Just Glam. And this one is the dark blue T1. And well, actually, this one's the dark green and blue T1 mixed color hair. And then I also have a dark blue. So I got inspired by a friend of mine's daughter who had like pastel mermaid hair, and it made me miss my mermaid yarn braids that I had years ago. So this cool little pack came with 3 bundles each, and surprisingly, then these are already pre-feathered. So you can see the ombre look. The texture, I'll just zoom in a little bit. the texture is similar to my actual natural hair. All right, very, very soft, very chic. I've used a lot of different types of braiding hair, but this doesn't really knot up like some, which is super cool. Also, the other thing that is sticking out to me is it says it's hygienic on the back. It talks about how this is an enhanced fiber. Hope this isn't backwards. Oh, it's backwards. Sorry, y'all. So it's an enhanced fiber, clean and hygienic. So people that are traditionally used to having extensions, and sometimes you have to do the little head pad or it's itchy or whatnot, because there's a lot of chemicals that are put on it. Some people try to like pre-dip it in vinegar and water to kind of get all that crap out of there. But, you know, some people don't. I've never done it because some hair, like, it kind of makes it curdly because it's waxy or whatever the chemical is. But this one doesn't have that. So, and it's 65 inches. Some the ombre hair is 54, but this is 65 because, you know, go big or go home, right? And then there's some other little brands and things like that. I was told that this is also hot water dip friendly. So, and you can see that hot water friendly. So if you want to do a crimpy style or seal your ends with hot water or whatever, you can definitely do that. There's been a couple of different people that have done the what is it called, the braid sealer, and also a flat iron technique where you don't use the whole flat iron, use a portion of the flat iron to seal the ends. And but today I'm going to try something new for me, which is the nail glue trick. Usually I just knot the ends and keep it moving, but I really like how straight this is. Normally when I do the knotted technique, I will rebraid the hair so that it gets to be crimpy or curly or something like that. But I really am feeling the straightness and the fluffiness of this. So, pre-braided already. These are some of these that are out. So you can kind of see like my spacing. It is not in any particular order because I don't really care, but when it's not boxed, for me it gives you maximum coverage of your scalp. And it also looks a little bit more natural, in my opinion. Also, I do the half braid, half out. Some people will braid all the way to the end, twist, whatever your preference is. But over the years, this is the best one that I like because I feel like that my style is a little bit more versatile. If I want to put it up in a high pony, then it just looks like it's like regular hair at that point. Or if I want to do some kind of a braid or French twist or whatever it is, to me it looks a little bit more versatile. Not everybody likes that. I don't really care. It's on my head. So, alright, so another thing that you'll need besides your braiding hair is, for me, if you've been following my hair journey, and also if you're trying to do some of this stuff, like I've been using as close to 100% aloe vera gel as my conditioner after I shampoo my hair. Another thing with most braiding hair, you are supposed to have completely dry, completely clean hair, no oils, no conditioners, no leave-in conditioners, nothing, so that the hair will enwrap around yours and you won't have slippage. But what I found with using the aloe vera is I don't have to worry about that. So I washed my hair before I did this, a day before, and put aloe vera in it. So like it's already pretty kind of crimpy and connected, but I've been fooling with it and pulling it around. So this is just a small little bit of my hair that's still out. I'll pull it apart a little bit, and because it does have the aloe vera gel in it, which makes it soft and keeps the curls kind of cool, if you don't braid it or brush it, I will use a little bit of water in a spray bottle just to kind of reactivate that gel. So it's going to make it a little bit tacky, but not too tacky, okay? Also, if you are a person with OCD, I don't suggest this, or a person that kind of feels like that, oh God, there's stuff on my hands. Well, you're just going to have to get over it for like the hours that you try to braid your own hair, or let somebody do it for you. Make sure you pay them though. Don't do like the whole cheapy $20 kind of thing, because this takes time, and some people are generous and do it for $100, but especially if it's one person, it's about $300 or $400 worth of work that you're doing, okay? So just keep that in mind. Alright, so I've sprayed my hair. I'm running that all the way through to the ends, and you'll be able to see that my hair is kind of crimping back up, getting real wavy, right? Now what I'm going to do is just take a small section, okay? Because I only have just a little bit left in the top of my head. Small section, I just pinch off a little bit of what I think the thickness of my braids should be. Okay, separate that out. This is the first time I'm actually looking at it on the camera, because usually I do this without even a mirror. I'm just kind of like, where's the curl pattern and feel? Okay, so I got a little bit left over on this side. Now for this, I'm going to twist it up so it doesn't get in the way and hide it in my braid. Okay. Take about the same width of your hair. This is the dark blue to light blue. Okay. Take about the same width of the hair that you separated and put it in your hands. This is the technique that Dee taught me. Okay. There's two different ways to do box braids when you're setting up the hair, but for me, it's just the one looped strand. This is already pre-feathered. Feathered means stretch, so that it kind of looks like a little triangle at the end instead of blunt cuts. Secondary way is you split the section in half. Okay, so you have two sections here, and then you would wrap them around each other. So you take one, put it on the bottom of the other, make a little cross. Okay, then grab the ends of the cross, so now you have two pieces. I'm not doing that today because it takes a little longer, and with this type of hair, it's actually pretty grippy, so I don't have to worry about that. So I just take these two pieces, right? Take the hair that I have, and I'm hoping that I may have to adjust this up. Okay, hi y'all. So apparently my video kind of got short because I ramble. Going back to, I think the last thing that you guys saw, which was me spraying my hair, running it through to reactivate the gel and tucking it underneath the braid. So after I separated a little piece, so I can't recall exactly where it stopped, so I'm just kind of gonna slightly repeat that process. I already sprayed it with my little water. Okay. Also keep a pair of barber shears on hand just in case you do get some knots at the bottom. You can kind of cut them at an angle so it still keeps that feathered look, but it doesn't get in your way of braiding. So I'm going to take another small section of my hair. Hopefully you guys can hear me because I rewatched that just a little bit and it sounded like once I turned the camera it got a little muffled, so sorry about that. So I'm taking just a little small section again of my hair, putting it aside, re-twisting the other, tucking it in my existing braids to get it out the way. And to make it faster, you can already kind of pre-separate your sections of the hair that you know the width of. So I'm just gonna go ahead and separate just a few more because I'm gotta hurry up, so I can definitely clock into work in a little bit. Alrighty, and okay, so with that same like single strand method instead of the two strand with the, you know, making the cross and then making two legs, well essentially four legs because each little section, but not trying to be overly technical. Okay, so we've got the single strand, my hair. Going to show you that again. Hopefully it'll zoom in on the camera. All right, now my hair, my natural hair, this here, I'm going to take it and wrap it around at the base. So my natural hair is here. These are the two legs or strands of this synthetic hair. So I take one and wrap it over, pull my natural hair on, switch hands with my natural hair. Okay, so it's in this hand now. Both these legs are here, only separated by my finger. Then I drop the top part. All right, so now I've got what's called three legs, 1, 2, and 3. With that being said, take the synthetic hair, wrap it back around, take the bottom one, pull it over, so it makes kind of a little S. And then I'll take my natural hair and loop it over. Okay, when I have that natural hair looped over, I'm going to either take a piece or a couple pieces of the synthetic hair, or you can do separating with your natural hair with one finger and just drop that into one of the other legs. So now you have 3 legs that are consistent of the synthetic hair, and your natural hair is hidden in one. Okay, and as I'm braiding, I'm going to go slow so you guys can see it. I'm going to keep crossing back and forth and over, pulling the hair down so that it doesn't continue knotting, because essentially this is the same as like weaving thread. and you have to make sure that it doesn't try to cross at the bottom, you know, as you're doing the top or whatever you're kind of doing. So from time to time, I will take where my natural hair is, take a little small section of that, put it on a new leg of the synthetic hair, which will help hide your natural hair plus prevent slippage and grip. This is still pretty secure at the top of my head. It's not going anywhere. I told you this hair is pretty grippy. A lot of the reasons why people do that whole cross two-stranded kind of thing is to secure it tighter to the scalp to make sure that it doesn't slip. Because sometimes when you slip, you shorten the life of your box braid or single plait, how other people call it, Cosima braids, which I thought Cosima braids was like extremely huge. Micro braids, same thing. Shreds, strands, all that kind of stuff. Similar braiding, but how you secure it to your head is what is important, okay? So braiding all the way down just a little bit past where my natural hair ends. And how you can tell is usually your natural hair is either a different color or texture than the hair that you're using, usually. But if not, then just look for where, like in my case, where my hair is naturally wavy, where the wavy hair ends. So I've got a little bit of a knot towards the bottom, and I'm just going to take my little scissor here and cut that little knot part off. All right, almost finished braiding my natural hair into this. Okay, so my natural hair ends right about here in this particular strand, okay? But I've braided a little bit past it, so it's a few centimeters down, almost an inch down. We take our little nail glue, which is one drop I got from a Hair Necessity. It smells pretty good, and I'm putting one drop literally on either side of the braid, smoothing it in with the applicator tip, okay? Waiting a little bit, blow on it, or add a little air to it so that it starts getting tacky. Take your finger. Now if you're OCD, this is going to really suck for you, but if you can bear through the fact that there might be something on your finger and get through your braids, then that'll be cool. So just roll it back and forth between your fingers here, and it is done. So as you can see, this isn't going anywhere. It's already hardened and stiff, but it's not too stiff to the point where it'll be like this super long section and you'll be able to tell. It's just one little drop that you just smoothed in, and you are good to go. All right. Another thing is, like, so you might have glue on the tips of your finger. So once you're done doing all your braids, just take 100% acetone on either a Q-tip or a cotton ball. Definitely, I wouldn't suggest like a wash rag. You can even use a paper towel or whatnot. Put a little bit of 100% acetone on your cottony device, and just run it back and forth between your fingers, and it'll take the acetone off. All right, so even if you have like fake nails on top, just make sure that you concentrate on the pads of your fingers. Okay, so you are good to go with that. I'm gonna go finish this up. I probably have maybe like 4 or 5 braids. I'm not quite sure. I have to, depending on how I grab it and where it is, and I will finish this up. Still not sure if I'm going to do a hot water dip to smooth out the straightness of this or not, but we'll see. I mean, I've been running around with this now for a couple of days, blowing in the wind and things, and it still hasn't really knotted up or puffed out too bad. The ones in the back where I already braided several days ago, I just did the knot technique at the end, so I'm going to apply the nail glue and go from there, see how I like this particular style. Again, the nail glue part is new to me, and hopefully this helps you all out, answer some of those questions. So feel free to drop me a line, tell me if you like this. It's a super long video because I'm sorry, I'm kind of winded when I talk, and brain fog is set in. I haven't actually ate breakfast yet, which I probably should do that. But got to get through this first. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Be blessed. Thank you so much. Love you. Again, thank you, Hair Necessities. Thank you, JK Beauty. Thank you, Bobby Boss. And thank you, Miss D. Have a wonderful day. Beautiful weekend. See you all soon. Peace out. Bye. Stay awesome.